We're about to see Jackson Hinkle on the RBN network. They're gonna talk about Marxist and MAGA uniting. This is absolutely insane. I'm loving
looking. Let me take
this interview, and I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
Man, we're gonna discuss this. We're gonna discuss.
So this is good. This is exactly what RBN wants to do, and much props to Jackson.
It's exactly what RBN wants to do. Why? Because it's about the class warfare. That's what RBN stands for. The class warfare. That's why. That's what he's talking about. What to do.
Yes.
Much props, man. We would love to hear your thoughts on our conversation this far as well.
Let me put your tweet up, Jackson, just so we can start from there, because we haven't gotten to responses. We haven't gotten to responses yet, which we will do. But this is going to be great to hear you respond to people like Margaret Kimberly's reaction to your tweet.
Like, man, you drive discourse like a motherfucker, dude. You drive discourse like a motherfucker, man.
The Twitter is not
so
that.
Do you want to kind of give the history to this tweet? Because it feels, when you say liberals are attempting to cancel you, it feels like something precipitated this tweet. Could you speak to that?
What precipitated this tweet was another tweet I put out, and I just said, we are uniting Marxists and MAGA to overcome the globalists and the deep state.
Yeah, I saw that.
If you don't like that, enjoy irrelevancy. And that was the tweet that really blew up.
That was the one.
Okay.
That's the one I was originally looking for, Nick, and I'll find that right now.
Because he actually...
so what can you speak on that then? And as I look for the other one, go ahead.
So basically, what I and many others believe right now is that I think we should all understand is that we can't just other half of the population of America right now. We can't completely,
which is exactly what Biden is trying to do. Biden's trying to tell you there's two sides, pick the right side so we can fight the other side, which is absolutely insane. I've never seen more divisive, more divisive president in my lifetime. I've never seen anything like that before.
Write them off. You know, many of these people were Obama voters just a few years ago. These are not
the divide's coming on the federal level. It's insane.
It's like innately evil people, although that's what Joe Biden is trying to make them out to be. These people may have been fooled, tricked, led astray, whatever you want to say. But at the end of the day, and I agree with some of those sentiments, but at the end of the day,
the reason Jackson Hinkle's saying they might have been fooled or tricked is because when you really have a sensible conversation with these folks, these Republicans, the enemy, you actually can get to a point of agreement. Whereas if you're speaking to a liberal, it's almost impossible. You either indoctrinate yourself completely to them, or you just get kicked out of the society that they want to live in. But besides that, there is no middle point with a liberal. Whereas I think with the Republicans, at least you can have a middle ground with conservatives. It's actually insane. I mean, it's so much easier at this point, and I really believe this, so much easier to align with conservatives than liberals. Liberals have to indoctrinate you. If you don't get indoctrinated, they kick you out. It's insane. Or they murder you. I mean, it's tough.
The MAGA...
They're just not going to let you live in their society.
Movement, insofar as the people...
Oh, geez, no, Bunny, we're back. What do you think of that tweet? Cuck or get shamed? Which one? The 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓?
What they represent is a...
I feel bad for 𝐂𝐿𝐎𝐍𝐶𝐂𝐓, I'm not going to lie.
Political determinant that is contradictory and antagonistic to the ruling class in this country. It is directly... contradictory also to the early 2000s era of Republicans that were being co-opted into the and were believing in the movement of saying, like, yes, we need to go fight in Iraq, yes, we need to go fight in Afghanistan, yes, we need to support the Patriot Act in the name of being an American patriot. MAGA is very different than that.
I mean, talking to liberals is cuck for them to or be shamed. Yeah, exactly. You either assimilate, you get indoctrinated. I mean, they are the most extreme religion I've ever seen in my life. They do not allow you to live in it. They cut off your head or send you out to eat. You don't even get food. You get stuck in the house. They won't even, or they're gonna put you in prison. It's so terrifying to live in a liberal society. And not agree with them. It's absolutely terrifying.
I'm sure you can find strains of MAGA.
Whereas conservatives, you know, they'll at least leave you alone. Yeah, you might get a racist remark here or there, but nobody's gonna try to attack you. They're gonna try to assimilate you. They're gonna try to welcome you to the church and stuff like that. But they're not gonna like push you, and actually they're gonna come at you with love because they're gonna try to welcome you, especially the more religious conservatives. So yeah, there might be some younger conservatives crazies, but liberals, there's just even the older folks, they're just maniacs. They're just let's just cut off their heads.
Probably going along with the brand to support, while still supporting a lot of these neocon politics. But the brand of MAGA is fundamentally anti-globalist, and we can talk more about that. I know we touched on that in the last stream, but
that's true. That's true. It's pretty patriotic. Yeah, I remember. That's why it was "Make America Great Again." Symbolizes the patriotism in the MAGA movement. Absolutely. Yeah. And plus, remember how he hated China. Trump kept nagging on China. It's because of the trade. He wants to kind of make America first, right? So it's more patriotic. So yeah, I agree. It's anti-globalist movement. Yeah.
Again, that globalism is its own strain of capitalism, and there's even like real world examples you can.
I don't think we even got to a point where of agreement. What's globalism?
Can point to of that globalism as it relates to the EU versus Poland or the EU versus Hungary, all of which are capitalist states and capitalist entities, but they have big differences with one another.
Do MAGA have any influence in the Senate? I'm just asking because Rand Paul is the only Republican senator that voted against Ukraine aid. So, like, if MAGA is supporting Republican senators, isn't that a problem? Because doesn't that mean they're directly supporting Ukraine aid if they vote in Republican senator? Because Rand Paul's the only one who voted against it. So I see my only criticism of some MAGA, because you were right in a lot of things you're saying, but then
that's true. Trump is Israel first, but here, let's be honest here. He wasn't really that into Israel until he understood that he needed that support. And to be honest, he didn't have a very good relationship with Bibi and Benjamin Netanyahu. Still managed to be better than Biden. Yep, exactly. Like, Biden is just completely sold out. He'll tell you, I'm a Zionist. Trump will try to please them. He'll make jokes at them. He'll make fun of them, tell them they have big noses, they love money, and then, like, try to appease them later just for their support. But, you know, just to... I mean, he's not going to bow down to them, right? Whereas Biden immediately bows down. I'm a Zionist, and I'm a Catholic Zionist.
A lot of the quote-unquote MAGA politicians...
What did he say? He said, I'm a Christian Zionist. I remember Biden saying, I'm a Christian Zionist. Are you kidding me? Trump literally campaigned for Bibi in Israel. Really? I don't know. I thought he had a very bad relationship with Bibi for... I mean, it was very bad. Maybe towards the end, he needed some support, yeah.
To ride that bandwagon, they don't support. Like,
but yeah, I remember they came into the Republican convention. Israel was there. AIPAC was there. Yep, and he was in the AIPAC thing. He took control of our treasury during COVID and printed trillions for his friends. And no, Trump actually did executive orders banning anti-Semitism.
Ending.
Yeah.
Globalism, because a lot of them are imperialists as well. But do you want? You can continue. You can take that on if you want, Jackson.
Well, yeah, I think that first.
So Ron DeSantis, all of them love Israel. Every politician. I mean, didn't you hear what AOC said? You have to pledge allegiance to AIPAC, and that you will never vote against Israel's sovereignty or whatever in Congress. Do you remember when AOC said that she had to do that? What's up, Slotsky? We're back daily. I'm so sorry, boys. I don't even give a fuck anymore, man. I'm just gonna stream daily. Even if we don't have content, I'm just gonna show up. I promise.
First of all, politicians are gonna go with whatever is, the political popular move at the time as far as the brand. So if it means sucking up to Donald Trump to get his endorsement or to get him to not come out and, campaign against him, then they're going to do that. But at the end of the day, Rand Paul's not even, I mean, he aligns with Trump on a lot of stuff, but he's more libertarian. I'd say he's like libertarian MAGA. But if you look in the House, I mean, all of the like diehard MAGA individuals in the House, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, for example, Madison Cawthorn, Lauren Boebert.
I guess how do you know they're MAGA? They support Trump.
Regardless of what you think about their some of their other views, social views, views about like Christian nationalism, which I think are reprehensible. At the end of the day, they do have a very, very solid point to be made about what it means to be an American. It's a fundamentally politically distinct new American label in the MAGA movement to be supportive of these sorts of things, to be supportive of America first at the end of the day. How that manifests in the real world looks different for people who aren't truly aligned with MAGA. But
dude, communism is gonna look so sexy to Americans when we tell them it's only gonna better America, and it's gonna make us instead of the reason military and imperialism is so strong in America is because it makes America first, right? What if we make communism make America first? Like, look how strong China is becoming because of their brand of communism. They're pulling people out of poverty. They're becoming a very strong economical nation. They're doing deals all over the world, and they're pulling other countries out of the gutter, right? So if we can sell that, that's why China is becoming number one. If we can sell that as well to the American people, that would work. Instead of the imperialism of the U.S. makes it number one, and how about the help? The benefit of the U.S. makes it number one. The economy of the U.S. makes it number one. Not just the strength of it, right?
For them, it looks like opposing the Ukraine.
I think communism is a very easily sellable idea. I'm not going to lie.
And trying to focus on what they see as the issues here at home. We might disagree on the issues here at home, but if we can unite to overcome the globalists that are pushing for this agenda, then that's something that we should do.
We're talking about communism as a economic structure, like instead of capitalism,
and we should,
so we can stop having people in the streets. Also, that's pissing me off so much. Usually the most liberal cities and states have the most amount of homeless people. Where's all these people that care about human rights? Where are they're supposed to be all liberal, right? Why is the most liberal cities have the most amount of homelessness in the world? The most conservative cities like Mississippi and stuff, states, they've canceled homelessness. They're like getting rid of it. I think it was Mississippi or Michigan. Jimmy Dore covered that. Whereas you see California, one of the most liberal states in the world, just infested. Austin infested. We're getting infested here. We're not even that liberal, but we're becoming more liberal. Our governor just became Democrat for the first time because we're scared of Republicans, and we're becoming more liberal. And I'm seeing homelessness on the rise. Where's all that human rights cries about human rights? Where is that?
Not only do but welcome and work together with them on. And last thing I'll say about the MAGA stuff is we shouldn't be focusing as much on the fake politicians who are adhering to who claim the label MAGA. We have to look at the movement as a whole. I said in the chat.
Does he mean Marjorie Taylor Greene, fake politician?
At like 26% of my audience is MAGA, and I talk about Marxism every single stream. I talk about, So, T-Bird, that socialism basically just means having a social net with capitalism, with a capitalistic system, basically. Overcoming these imperialist politics every single stream, and these globalist, socio-cultural globalist politics on every single stream. So if we can unite on those issues, I think that's extremely important. And it's not about uniting with the fake MAGA politicians. It's about uniting with the mass movement.
Exactly. People keep talking. The one way that seems Sam Cedar and I see this Brett Tube attacking this movement is they call out the politicians of the movement, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and they're like, "What the hell? You're aligning with her? You must be a crazy like her." And they show how crazy she is, shooting socialism, the word socialism, with her AK-47 bullshit like that. But we don't want to align with these guys. We're aligning with the cowboy hats. We're aligning with the cowboys. We're aligning with the fucking farmers. We're aligning with the rurals. We're not aligning with the politicians. Exactly.
Have in this country for the first time ever that is distinct in forming a politically popular brand, right? Because it is they are kind of the inheritors and the manifestation of like a Ron Paul style politics in America right now. Previously, like again in the post early 2000s, anyone who embodied this sort of idea was written off as like equivalent to terrorists. They were equivalent to Al-Qaeda. They were written off as like political extremists, the criminal underworld. Now there is a positive, in some cases, beautiful movement that's actually forming around something that is being celebrated as pro-America.
This is actually a beautiful point that Jackson Hinkle brought up. Remember the Republican Party? Remember the Republican Party and how bad they used to be? They used to call you a crazy, attack you, call you China, a Russia puppet or whatever. If you go against the grain, now they have actual politicians standing up for MAGA, for Trump. They used to make fun of Trump all the time. Now they're standing up for him. And that's a great point that he's bringing up there. There's a shift in the actual political sphere. There's a shift in the ideology that's held by conservatives and liberals. Almost like they're switching sides, but only ideologically speaking. They're going to hold the same names, but they're thinking different ideas. It's kind of intense. How liberals, they want more censorship, they want more control, they want you to be able to have less freedom of your own life, mask up, do all that stuff, get boosted or get fired. And conservatives, they're more of about freedom. They're actually starting to hate the deep state. They're starting, because it's attacking their favorite president. They're starting to align more. Disalign with the EU. They're seeing how it's failing. They're aligning more with Russia, and they're getting closer to the east of Europe rather than the west of Europe. So I do see a big shift in the ideology of these two, conservatives and liberals, and I guess we're seeing it manifest in the Congress as well. We're seeing these Marjorie Taylor Greene, these crazy Republican MAGA Republicans, right, politicians, and that's a great point that Jackson Hinkle brought up. I'm very interested in your opinions, guys. What do you guys think? Can MAGA and Marxist unite?